Hello and welcome. I'm actually a little jaded, as you can understand. I mean, the Trailblazers Conclave is less than 24 hours away. 24 hours away, and tomorrow it starts. The madness starts, the buzz starts, the craziness starts. And this year, oh. I mean, I have done events, I've done events all my life. But this year's Conclave is something special. This year's Conclave, the number of athletes, the number of sessions, the number of corporate brands, the number of days, the 4 days, next 4 days will be the four biggest days of the Rev Sports calendar. The four biggest days of the Rev Sports calendar by a mile. And one of the panels I am looking forward to doing, and by the way, I this is a Rev Sports policy. Panels will be done by all my colleagues. It is not about Boria never was. It is not going to be me in 23 panels out of which I will do 12. No, never has been that way, never will be that way. The one panel I will do and I want to do is the one with Gautam Gambhir. So the question that we are asking, or I will ask, I'm asking you guys, how do you assess Gautam Gambhir as India's head coach in white ball? Saurav Ganguly set it up quite nicely. Saurav Ganguly said to me the other day that look, Gautam Gambhir is a fine white ball coach. Jolda. Saurav Ganguly put it Thanda Mishid. Saurav Ganguly said it very nicely that Gautam Gambhir is a fine white ball coach. And I said, and then he added, more so for these conditions. And I said, what do you mean? And we were having this very nice, relaxed adda in his house. I mean, with Saurav Ganguly, you know what? When he's in a good mood for an adda, there is no one better. There's no one better than Saurav Ganguly for a good cricket adda. 90% of the time, you will not get him in that mood because he will start fiddling with his phone like this. You are saying something, he's fiddling with his phone, then after some time, he will say, what? So, that kind of thing will happen with Saurav. That kind of thing will happen with Saurav because he's pushed. He will be pushed from multiple different dimensions, directions. At CAB, there will be 200 people in his room most of the time. People will ask 100 questions. So you will not get uninterrupted Saurav Ganguly. So if you do, and in these days when I'm very, very keen to do a really nice interview with Saurav, I keep requesting him, Saurav, please don't take your phone. So just turn it around and keep it there. And if you are able to get Saurav Ganguly like that, when he's turned his phone and blocked it there, there's no one better for a perfect cricket adda. I'm telling you that. Good tea will come, tea will come, some lovely fish fry will come, some lovely salted cookies or something like that will come, and cashews will come, and you can have a beautiful adda with him. And that's what happened. And I asked Saurav, how do you rate Gautam? How do you rate Gautam as coach? And he looked at me and he said, it was in your platform. Excuse me. And he said, it was in your platform, if you remember. I had said to you that give this man some time. And he's right, he did. In an interview with Saurav in his house, I'd asked him ahead of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So this was about 1 year, 3-4 months back. This was November of 2024. This was November of 2024. And I'd asked Saurav that how do you rate Gautam? Because Gautam had just lost those 3 test matches against New Zealand. And everybody was after Gautam Gambhir. Everybody. Gautam Gambhir this, Gautam Gambhir that. Oh, horrible. At home, New Zealand, red ball. How can this happen? And come on, the results were bad. The red ball results were bad. And we cannot escape the fact that the results in red ball cricket are not up to the mark. There's no running away from it. And you guys know me. You guys know me very well. I'm not going to run away from it at all. So I asked Saurav, so how do you rate him? Because India was about to go to Australia. And the whole, uncle, everybody and his uncle was saying India will lose 5-0. So what's going on? This, that, what not? And Saurav said, give this man time. He will go to Australia. He will go to England. He will need a bit of time. Assess him sometime later. He's not a bad coach at all. In the same vein, he said, as a white ball coach, this guy is good. And he reminded me of that. And he said, if you remember, I told you, give this man time. You should show him that kid. And Gautam in Australia, first test match, Perth, India won. Bumrah, yes, outstanding. But India won. India won. Nitish Kumar Reddy played an important hand. If you remember, Nitish Kumar Reddy first innings some 37 or so. So Gautam, Harshit Rana bowled beautifully. Travis Head round the wicket bowled. So Gautam Gambhir's plans literally paid dividends. Gautam Gambhir's plans paid big dividends in that first test match. Second test match, Australia won. Pink ball, I'm not reading too much because Mitchell Stark in the pink ball is a devil. Mitchell Stark, there's nobody better in pink ball than Mitchell Stark in home conditions. After that, third test match, the Akashdeep and Bumrah saved that match, that partnership. It was, amazing partnership to save the follow-on. Then fourth test match in Melbourne, India was in business to saving that match till the fifth day. Rishabh Pant, that silly shot where he got out to Travis Head, and that's what the match turned. India had a very good session after lunch. They were close to saving that test match. They should have saved that test match. That harakiri of a shot allowed Australia to come back and close it, and then Sydney. Had Jasprit Bumrah not gone out, 181, 186, India was in the lead. The second inning shootout, and India lost. So there were moments in that series when India was in business. India was in serious business in that series down under. Multiple times, India was very much in business. Now, the point is, after you came back, again, there was so much talk about players playing domestic cricket. Virat Kohli went and played, Gautam Gambhir went and played. Why we celebrate follow on save? Nobody celebrates follow on save. You celebrate effort. And that effort by Akashdeep and Jasprit Bumrah ought to be celebrated. The test match was a draw. That is what is being celebrated, not the follow-on save. The result is being celebrated that you did not lose. You saved defeat. And because you saved defeat by showing a lot of guts, that's what being celebrated, the effort of Akashdeep and Jasprit Bumrah. So, Saurabh, no one's celebrating a follow-on save. What you're celebrating is context. You're still 1-1. That's what you're celebrating going into Melbourne. So you've got to understand, what are you celebrating? You're celebrating that. I hope it's clear. Anyway, then India comes back, and then that whole thing happens. BCCI said, play domestic cricket. Virat Kohli played domestic cricket. Rohit Sharma played domestic cricket. All of that happened. Then the England white ball series. I think that's where Gautam Gambhir made a real comeback. Made a real comeback against England on home soil. India was stellar. India was stellar. That's when you started seeing the real formation of this white ball team. I think you can now see the real formation of this white ball team. And Rohit Sharma made a comeback, that stellar 100 and all of that, and India then went to the Champions Trophy, did not break a sweat, thrashed everybody. Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan went on to win the Champions Trophy in Dubai. That's a big win. Gautam Gambhir box ticked with the Champions Trophy win, an ICC tournament. Gautam Gambhir first established himself as a strong white ball coach with the Champions Trophy. Thereafter, India goes to England. According to me, the high point of his red ball career, and Saurav made this very, very important point. Saurav made this very, very important point that look, the moment Gautam Gambhir thinks too much about the wicket, his thought is wicket, Turner, let's do this, let's do that. In England, he did not control the wicket. And because he did not control the wicket was taken out of the equation. And all of a sudden, you could see a different Gautam Gambhir, a very different Gautam Gambhir. And that's what worked for India. The fact that Gautam Gambhir was not in control at all of what is the wicket that was being provided to him, the pitch that was being provided to him, Gautam Gambhir was totally and totally in control of the game. And that's what he said. He said when he is coaching in India, he puts in far too much thought onto the wicket. Let him take the wicket out of the equation. Much like in England, in Manchester, you were given a green top, you played on a green top. In Lords, you were given a different wicket. You were given batting wickets in Leeds, you played on those wickets. In India, why don't you play on good wickets? The moment you play on good wickets, you can take that whole Turner business out of the equation and everything changes. So he said, and it was a very, very pertinent point, that he must take the wicket out of the equation and stop thinking too much about the wicket. That's sort of Ganguly's point. And then coming to white ball, I think he made a very important point again, and that point was Gautam Gambhir. I mean, this is a gun team. I've been saying this about this Indian T20 side. This is a gun Indian T20 side, boss. Absolute gun. Absolute gun T20 side. Having said that, the real test will be in South Africa in the 50-over format. Because in South Africa, ball will move. Hilega. Ball Norway. The moment the ball moves, that's where challenges happen. Yes, ICC tournaments, it will relatively be batting friendly. All of us know that. There will be consistency of wickets, but there will be assistance as well. Gautam Gambhir's real test as white ball coach, as Saurav Ganguly very pertinently said, will come in South Africa in 2027. Now, who are the people I'm seeing? I do see Rohit Sharma. I do see Virat Kohli. Rohit Sharma, from what I saw the other day at the MCA BKC, boy, that man doesn't even look, half. He looks half of Rohit Sharma. And I asked him, Rohit, यार तूने किया क्या? And he said, दादा मुझे अभी प्रैक्टिस करने में बहुत मजा आता है, कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं करता है. लास्ट कुछ साल में हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम, आज ये मैच हार जाने के बाद ये सोल्यूशन, इंडियन कैप्टन के लिए बहुत कुछ झेलना पड़ता है. आप एक भी हार जाओ तो हजार सवाल उठ जाते हैं. आप अच्छा खेलो उसके बाद मल्टीपल डिफरेंट थिंग्स पे आपको ध्यान देना पड़ता है. सो अभी देखो सुकून है. I come here and practice, nobody disturbs, and I can train completely under the watchful eyes of my trainer. So Rohit Sharma really, really looked focused to me, boss, and I will back Rohit Sharma definitely. Definitely, I will back Rohit Sharma to play. Now, how long can he continue? 1.5 years, 2 years? That's not for me to decide. We will see what happens. But am I seeing him in the England series? 200% I am seeing him in the England series in July. We will see how it goes and thereafter take a call. But am I seeing Rohit Sharma at this point in time, sitting in March of 2026, a contender for the World Cup? 200% I am. And he didn't tell me about the 27, by the way. Nor did I ask him. I spoke to him for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, and we were chatting. We were relaxed chatting, catching up, family, this, that, whatnot. I didn't ask him about 27. It was not a news interview. And nor it was not like that. "Kya re, tu khelega, aap kheloge," aisa nahi tha. Having said that, the way he was talking, the intensity of his chat, the way he said he was training, the kind of passion that I saw, what I understand of cricket, I can tell you this: I will be most surprised if Rohit Sharma does not play the 2027 World Cup. At least he will put him in contention. He will put himself out there to be selected. After that, it will be the selector's call whether they pick him or not pick him. That's not for Rohit Sharma to decide. Rohit Sharma will put himself up for selection, is something I can absolutely guarantee. I can absolutely 100% guarantee that Rohit Sharma will put himself up for selection. Now, who do I see alongside Rohit Sharma? I do see there multiple contenders. Will Abhishek Sharma push his way? Will Sanju Samson, after this incredible World Cup, become India's go-to opener? Will it be Yashasvi Jaiswal like the way it is at the moment? Where Yashasvi Jaiswal got 100, some time back. Will it be somebody else? India has enormous wealth of talent in white ball cricket. Will it be Shubman Gill? Shubman Gill is your white ball. Shubman Gill is your white ball captain. So one assumes that it will be Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma who will open in the England series, and that will be your combination with Yashasvi Jaiswal as the backup. So at this point in time, Shubman Gill, skipper, Rohit Sharma, and Yashasvi Jaiswal will be your opening combination. It has to be that Rohit will have to perform, score big runs, because otherwise, it is, everybody knows, nothing is an entitlement. Playing for India cannot be is an entitlement and cannot be an entitlement. Gill, in white ball cricket, in you have to score runs and big runs. In Test match cricket, if you take the England series, if you take West Indies, Gill has been India's best batter, no debate. But come to white ball, Gill's performances have not been as good as you perhaps expect your captain to do. So Gill himself will agree that there is scope for improvement in white ball. In red ball, he is strong and solid. So at this point, Gill as captain, Rohit as the other opener, Gill will have to improve as a batter, be more consistent as a batter, get some big runs. And in the last series, he did get 50s. So nothing to take away from him at all. He did get 50s and he did reasonably well. So Gill did not do too badly at all, right? So, but having said that, our expectations are such that our expectations are such that you kind of now you hope that Shubman Gill will get 100, say, every third game, something like that, because India's white ball riches are tremendous. So Gill and Rohit followed by Jaiswal. Number three, you have so many options. Kohli has settled it, closed it, taken it home. Kohli is 0% debate that Kohli is a done deal for 27. Look at the way the man batted in that last series, like a man possessed. Absolute dream batsmanship. I don't think there will be any debate whatsoever on Kohli. So Kohli at number three, his fielding is as good as it was. So 1, 2, 3, 4 तो आपका हो गया with Yashasvi as backup. Now Shreyash for me at number 4. Rishabh is a contender. Shreyash is there. Rishabh is a backup contender for wicketkeeper. Rahul is number 1. So number 5 is Rahul. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be Shubman, Rohit, Yashasvi backup, Virat, Shreyash, and then Rahul. Number 6, I will really want the team to start pushing Hardik Pandya. I absolutely will want the team to start pushing Hardik Pandya big time, because if you don't push Hardik Pandya, it will be Hardik Pandya as an all-round option is a tremendous all-round option. Hardik Pandya has to be there as far as I'm concerned. Hardik Pandya, in white ball cricket, he gives you that extra balance that India desperately, desperately needs. So Hardik Pandya followed by Akshar Patel. These are your two genuine all-rounders. You can also get Shivam Dube in the mix. Dube in 50-over cricket is good enough to bowl a few overs. And the current Dube, the way he is batting, is quite sensational. So I would see Shivam Dube there. And then in the bowling, you have a lot of variety. You have a Washington Sundar, you have a Kuldeep Yadav, you have an Arshdeep Singh, you have a Harshit Rana, you have a Jasprit Bumrah, you will have multiple backups as well. You have a Mohammad Siraj. India is a tremendous white ball team. So when I see this team and I see Gautam Gambhir, I see Gautam Gambhir as a white ball coach, as Saurav said. If he can go on and win the 50 over World Cup, India has not won a 50 over World Cup since 2011. India has won T20s. We can close in 19. We can close in 15. We lost in semis. We lost in semis. 23, even closer. 23, we went to the finals. That incredible World Cup, 10 matches on the trot. Can India do it in 27? Last opportunity for Rohit and Virat. So for Gautam Gambhir, that tournament in South Africa will be a massive one. Will be an absolutely massive one. Can Gautam pull all strings, pull out all stops, and get India in South Africa to go and win a white ball tournament in the 50 over format? If he does, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it will define his legacy for all times to come. Bumrah, very, very important. Hardik, very, very important. Bumrah, Hardik, Indian cricket team is extremely ordinary. Bhai, you don't understand jack of cricket. Let's leave it at that. Maybe you know way too much, more than me. So we will see. It will be uh, one has to really see. I think uh, you know it will be. Let's put it this way. I think India is a good enough side. I think India is a genuine good enough side to make the mark. I think India is a solid side. uh, India is a solid 50 over side to really mount a strong campaign. To really mount a strong campaign in the 2027 World Cup. We will have to wait and see where India goes with the 2027 World Cup, but that will be Gautam Gambhir's real test, as Saurav Ganguly says. How do I rate Gautam? Is a headstrong character, believes in some play. I mean, the moment he will back cricketers to the hilt. If there is a problem, he'll take it on his chin. He's not one to flinch from taking hard calls. If you know Gautam Gambhir, you will know that this man, he will do everything possible for the team. The perfect team man. There is no individual in Gautam Gambhir's scheme of things. There is no individual at all. There is no I. It is always we. If there is a problem, Gautam Gambhir will never shirk in coming up, taking responsibility, taking the bull by the horn, taking the whole thing on his chin, fighting it out, and dealing with it. That's Gautam. That's Gautam. There will be wrong calls. Akshar Patel getting dropped in the World Cup was a wrong call. He course corrected. Sanju Samson was a brilliant call. Akshar Patel was a wrong call. Sanju Samson, yes, the others were scoring ahead of the World Cup, so you will say that was okay. But then he course corrected when he realized that this is going out of control. But the Akshar Patel call, for example, in South Africa was a wrong call. There is no question that Gautam should have, or the Indian team should have played him, and they course corrected within one match. That's Gautam. He will acknowledge. He will acknowledge that there are problems and he'll face the problem head on, like in the case of Abhishek Sharma. He said the same thing to Abhishek Sharma that he had told himself. In 2014, he was scoring duck after duck after duck in the IPL. He was under pressure. Fourth game, he sent Manish Pandey up the order. Manish Pandey got one, Gautam got one, and Manish Pandey got a duck. He realized that For me, I've actually sacrificed a guy who was scoring runs. That was the last time he did so. By his own confession, that was the time he was under tremendous pressure. So he took the bull by the horn. Thereafter, he played the game on his own terms, fought on his own terms, and that's how he has taken white ball cricket to a different level. That's what I want to see in Gautam Gambhir. Coming to the conclave, I will ask him the questions. It will be fascinating to do a deep dive with the man. It will be a fascinating thing to understand the man's mentality for Indian cricket, to understand what he thinks, to understand where he wants to take cricket, to understand how difficult it was when India lost to South Africa and the World Cup was taken out of India's control. It was West Indies versus South Africa. South Africa lost, India was a done deal. Now, how difficult is to negotiate such phases? How difficult was it to deal with the Abhishek Sharma situation, or was it not? Because he kept backing Abhishek Sharma, he kept backing Varun Chakravarti, he kept backing his players, and that is an outstanding quality. That is an outstanding quality in a coach, to keep backing his players. That's what it is. I've got to go a little quickly today because there's too much work as far as Trailblazers is concerned. We will come live from tomorrow every day. So 14, 16, 17, all the sessions will be live on Rev Sports English and Rev Sports Hindi. Multi-sport at its best. So Pulela Gopichand, Neeraj Chopra, Sumit Antil, Sania Mirza, Gautam Gambhir, Ravichandran Ashwin, Manika Batra, Pratika Rawal, Jyoti Araji, you name them. You will have the galaxy of India's best in front of you at the ITC Shonar in Calcutta starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, Dinshaw Padiwala, Rahul Bose, Adil Sumariwala will kick it off. Dinshaw Padiwala will talk about his miracle cases, the Rishabh Pant case. The Rishabh Pant case will be fantastic to hear from the man who performed the miracle, the Vinesh Fogart case. When she suffered that injury in Rio, it was Dinshaw Padiwala who got Vinesh Fogart back on track. How did he do that? How difficult was it? When Rishabh Pant went to Dr. Padiwala after that accident of his, did Dr. Padiwala actually believe that Rishabh Pant can make it back? How difficult was it? How was Rishabh as a patient? What about Shreya Iyer most recently when it happened in Australia? How dangerous was it and how difficult was it for Dr. Padiwala to do it from here? Rahul Bose, unbelievable story. Unbelievable. I mean, when you think of the Indian women's rugby team, and you're fascinated by the fact that the Indian women have improved that amount in the last few years. Rahul Bose will talk to us about the Indian women's rugby team. Adil Sumariwala. Later this year, India is playing the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games, and I can tell you from now, maximum medals in the Asian Games will come from athletics and will come from shooting. And that's where Adil Sumariwala becomes relevant. I'm predicting 25 odd medals. So Adil will be quizzed. Adil, I'll ask him the question about who after Neeraj. Is he betting on Sachin Yadav? Is he betting on who? Who is the next big star of Indian athletics, if you can tell me? So it will be a fantastic session, and joining them will be DB Sundararamam, Head of Corporate Services for Tata Steel, Vice President and Head of Corporate Services. Fascinating man. Someone who is deeply invested in sport, someone who backs sport, who understands sport, played sport, as a student, and massive backing. So Rahul Bose, Dinshaw Padiwala, Adil Sumariwala, and of course DB Sundaram will kickstart the first session. It is tremendous. And a lot of people come to me and say, "Arey, India, people only do cricket." Think about it. Tomorrow's day one. We are doing India Inspiration with these people. Then we are doing a session on corporate India and sport, keeping in mind the 2036 bid, keeping in mind the 2030 Commonwealth Games. And thereon, we are also doing a session on football, because Indian football most recently has been at a crossroad. Indian football, we did not even know whether the I-League ISL will happen. We don't know where Indian football is headed. We do know that there is an enormous opportunity. We know this, Chief. We do know that there is an enormous opportunity in terms of the women's game. So we will see where Indian football is headed. We've got representatives from Mohun Bagan, from East Bengal, from Mohammedan Sporting, from Jamshedpur, from Interkashi, from AIFF, from IFA. So we will actually chart the narrative of Indian football and try and understand the future of Indian football with the very best. So the idea is holistic, boss. There are sessions on football, multiple sessions on cricket, on hockey, on athletics, on the champion mindset, on the Paralympics, on women's sport, on empowerment, on physical literacy, on leadership. It's an unbelievable conclave. I can tell you this, it's an unbelievable conclave. I don't think there is anything like this product in India. It's meaningful dialogue. It's charting the narrative of Indian sport. It is not sensationalism. It is not rubbish. It's not junk. Very proud of the Rev Sports team to be able to put this together. Starting tomorrow, we worked for 6 months. We worked tirelessly for 6 months in putting this together to put the best people in Indian sport out there for our audience to consume. Imagine a Gautam Gambhir talking to a Pratika Rawal. Imagine a Pulala Gopichand talking to a Vaishnavi Sharma. How good will that be when Gopi talks to a Vaishnavi on pressure and how to handle pressure? That's what sport is. That is what I want to do. The cross between, say, cricket and badminton or shooting and something else. This is going to be unbelievable as far as I'm concerned. Much looking forward to the conclave this year. It should stand out as an event. Fingers crossed it will be an unbelievable event. We are hoping that they will, all our speakers will be able to come despite the flight disruptions and what's going on. That's always a worry. That's always a worry. Fingers crossed, because such things are not in anybody's control. But we are hoping that everybody will be able to turn up, because so far at least everything seems to be on track. We will keep you updated, and from tomorrow, watch the live coverage on Rev Sports. The Gautam Gambhir session will be on Monday at 12 noon. Watch everything. Consume multi-sport for a change. This is not one of those conclaves which is rubbish. This is India's best sports conclave by a bloody country. So consume it, enjoy every moment of it. Ask your questions. We will try and take questions. Be a part of the conclave, because ultimately Rev Sports is as much yours as mine. It is your platform. It is built as your platform. We are not lalas. We don't understand business. It's hard-earned money that I've earned as a journalist. It's a group of journalists coming together for the sake of journalists. So back us. Back us, for this is real deal. This is real legacy from nowhere. We have constructed this from nowhere to be able to build a brand in 3 years, and put a conclave of this scale together has taken a lot out of us. The best reward is your support. The best reward is your support. So hopefully you guys will back us and enjoy the conclave. As I said, I'm a little nervous and anxious. I hope everything goes well. I need to get to sponsor meetings again. So for the moment, thank you very much for joining me. From tomorrow, it's Trailblazers time. Tomorrow afternoon onwards, 4 days, it will be the biggest 4 days of the Rev Sports calendar in this particular year. Thank you very much for watching.